Here's the midsection of the ship. It's actually not much different than it is now. We're going to take off all these davits because we don't need them. We'll take off these lifeboats. We'll need those later on the stern. The rest of it is just going to be a matter of putting these windows right. So we're going to have the A-deck promenade come up to here with the closed windows. And then these windows are going to be roughly the same until just before that, underneath the second funnel. They're going to switch to a different pattern where there's quite a lot of white space and then there's a few like sort of short windows together. I'm going to smooth out the deck. And also, after we've done the windows, we need to extend this, this little wall here. Should be around pretty much all of the ship. Okay, this is where we're going to change the windows, because on the pictures I've got, the builder's model, the reference images, etc., it appears that the normal windows are all here. There's a space here just at the start of the second funnel. There's two doors here just underneath this structure on top of the superstructure. And then here, the windows start to go small. I'm going to change the spacing from here on out. The window arrangement goes a little bit strange here around this area underneath the second funnel, the back of the second funnel. But then after that, there's kind of like a regular pattern of two windows close together with a little bit of a wider gap in between. So I can kind of make them into like sets of 4 that all connect together for the rest of that part of the for that part of B deck. When I need some extra like stability, I'm going to use one of these pieces just to anchor it into the side of the ship more. I just finished breaking down all of those windows from the B deck on both sides of the ship and the stern section as well. So now I've just got the raw components I need for this. This is the finalized repeating pattern that I've settled on. So there seems to be a pattern of like 2 windows separated by one small white piece, and then there's a longer white piece in the middle, and then it just repeats again. And in between those, in between each of one of those assemblies, there's going to be a slightly longer piece. So here I've got one of these little blocks that's got the hole on the side. So it'll help me mount it onto the ship, and then I've put a little 1x1 on each end just to extend it a little bit. So if we stick all these together and we create a chain, that creates a repeating pattern that matches quite closely what we see on the side of the ship. I've just discovered a small problem that my pattern doesn't line up with those sideways Lego pieces in there, so I'm going to take one off to make those these parts here that I put 1x1 block on each end of. I'm going to shorten those. I think that'll make it so everything fits together. Let's try it here with this one. No, I need to take this one off first. Yeah, I think that should do it. I'll just put that back. That should fit in there. These sideways pieces are a little bit of a nightmare. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to have it as even as I want, I think, because... Oh, no, it wants to be. Okay. So let's try taking out both of those 1x1s and see if that works. Yeah, I think we're going to have to be flexible with the pattern. It's not like that on the real ship, but, you know. Yeah, we're going to have to be a little bit flexible with it. It can't be as even as I want it to be. Or maybe we'll just try putting one of these bricks in without the 1x1s on the side at all, see if that works. Yeah, it's just totally not fun at all. Okay, yeah, that fits. Okay, I think we're gonna have to do it like that. I have to shorten that gap in between the windows. It can't be like I wanted it to be. I mean, I could have tested it first, which would have saved me all this trouble, but I didn't do that. So now I'm paying the price. You can't really see it much. Those two pieces are not quite mated together perfectly, but it's gonna take a really sharp eye to notice that. I don't think anyone's gonna see it. I'm gonna put 1x1 in now. I should fit. Yeah, I wanted it to be perfectly even, but it appears like I can't do it like that. It's gonna have to be a little bit off, but no one's gonna notice. Okay, this should be the last set of windows now, I think, and then we'll turn the ship around and do the other side. Look at that, perfect. Okay, let's take a little 1x1 off there, and we'll fix that later when we go on to the stern section. Just finish with those windows on both sides. Kind of not fun at all. It's really hard to make them fit. I've managed to get it in there. There's 2 small gaps there, but they're kind of hard to see. I'm just gonna leave it like that because they are nice and snug now. Time to do the A-deck promenade. So this needs to be one of these things here, which we took off the Titanic model before, because of course Titanic has a half-closed promenade deck. They're the same as Britannic. So yeah, if you look at the pictures and the plans and stuff, we can see that this part here where the enclosed promenade ends and the open promenade starts, and it ends with this little slope piece, curved slope, it's pretty much directly underneath the compass platform. Okay, prefabricated my windows to be about 12, and we've got these little 1x1s with a hole in. I'm just going to put them the opposite way on, so you can't see the hole. So looking at the pictures of the windows on the stern section of the ship, there's two things we've got to do here. Extend this again, like I said earlier, the window pattern is different than on the midsection over there. There's like actually clusters of 3 windows. There's 3 clusters of 3, 2 clusters of 2 that's closer together. So the pattern's a little bit different there, so I'm going to work on that. There's another thing here on the promenade deck. This is it's almost right, but there's where we put the davits, there's going to have to be something under here to show that there's extra support, because there's some like parts that like come out underneath to support the upper deck more, where the davits are, because those davits are big heavy things, and the lifeboats are heavy as well. So they reinforced the deck underneath there, the boat deck, which led to the A-deck promenade looking a little bit different than Titanic and Olympic. So let's just replace this and work out where we're going to extend this deck to make it accurate again. Looking at the picture, I would say it's roughly, it should be at the beginning of these windows there, so it's not perfectly to scale because of the way I had to do these windows is not accurate, etc. So I think to get it as close as possible, it's roughly around the area where these two are, so yeah, I'm going to put it right there. Here are the assemblies for the B-deck windows. This is the pattern I've settled for, these 3 clusters of 3, and then this odd cluster of double windows. There actually should be 2. There should actually be 2 of those, and then this set of 3 clusters of 3. But because of the scale and the size of the pieces, I can't do it. So I sacrificed one of these clusters of 3 sets of double windows here. I wanted to keep this part as accurate as possible because these look more noticeable when you look at the real ship on the plans and the pictures. This part stands out more than this part. So I'm going to move our attention to the boat deck now. 3 main things we've got to achieve here. We need to remove this aft part of A-deck here. It doesn't exist on Britannic. This here is the skylight for the aft grand staircase. There appears to be another structure here, which houses lifeboats, and then this is still there in the middle, but it's higher. So I need to lift this up higher, and then we're going to put the lifeboats over there. Over here, I think this is going to stay largely the same, but we're going to have to remove these railings, and yeah, I think that's it. The lifeboats need to go here and here. So as long as there's enough space to stack lifeboats here, we're good. I'm going to just get one to sample it. It looks like we should have 2 here just to, yeah, I think we can do that fine. We need to change this part here on the real ship. Yeah, this is a little bit different. So we're going to change this part here so that we can have lifeboats on there. Let's move these cranes for now. I have totally reworked this area to make it look more like what I can see on the pictures and videos I can find. What we've got to do now is make this so that it can accommodate the lifeboats that I need to go on top. I think that's the next priority. Like this, as so. And I've like one there, and then we can have one. Okay, I think I can see my problem now. There's not enough space simply because my boat deck isn't long enough, it looks like. So what I'm going to do is extend this to here. Just buy an extra 2. Now, extend that to there. And then that matches the plan view I can find of the ship here. This part's actually a little bit narrower. Then we've got more space to work with here on the boat deck because it's kind of crowded and it's not really working. I'm trying so hard to plan it and my brain is just, it can't do it because there's not enough space. So what do we need to do? We need to create more space, right? So I'm going to extend this. Okay, those vents are ridiculous. So I'm going to fix that by just making my own vents. They're going to be much smaller and more appropriate to the scale. Yeah, okay, it doesn't have a vent on it, I accept, but there's only so much we can do with the pieces I've got. That is much more realistic to the scale that we can see on the ship. So I'm going to call that area done. Don't need to worry about that anymore because we need 1 lifeboat there, stack 2 there. Oh, that's the perfect height. I'm going to have to check 1 there, I think. So a total of 4 for each davit. I need to check the side profile of the ship because I'm currently looking at a top-down view and I can't really tell how many lifeboats there are. Okay, looking at the builder's model, it should be 2. So I think there's going to be actually a total of 5 for each davit here. I mean, 2 stacks of 2 like this. 2 stacks of 2. as so, and the davits here, and then there's a little bit of room free on the deck here. Yeah, we're going to go with that. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to try this delivery method for this 2x1. This is either ridiculous or genius. Wow, it works. Look at that. One there, and these are going to go here. Reuse decking pieces from the Titanic build. Those are going to go there. And then the last set of lifeboats, the last 4 are going to go here. There we go. Okay, we got those in place. Let's fix the other side to match. Okay, we're going to, now that we've finished with those lifeboats, we're going to focus on getting this decking finished. I'm going to put some railings along here. And we need to put a wall on here. I've already done the other side off camera. I'm just going to catch up with this side now and show you how I'm doing it. We're just going to take these old tops off here, off the top of the promenade. And we're just going to replace them with these 4x1 walls. I think I should have got some longer walls, would have made the sides of the ship look better. Maybe I'll improve that in the future. Or if I do any other conversion project or anything, I'll try and get longer pieces for it. But these will do for now. There we go. Put a last little 2x1 on there. That's it. I've got a 2x1 to finish the other side. That's it. That's done. Now we can just focus on the decks. Let's see what we've got here. We've got a lot of these railings and stuff that we took off the Titanic model. So I'm just going to reuse these where possible. Let's put... Oh, a little bit of a problem there. Ah, I know. We're going to rework this area here later, and we don't need these railings, but we do need them up here. So I'm going to move these. Let's get this set of lifeboats and davits mounted. Oh, do you know what? I just realised I forgot about those motor rooms. Oh, there's always something. Okay, let's get the davits on regardless, and then we'll think about the motor rooms later. Davit there. One davit here. I have a motor room like here, I think. Is that right? We'll check later. Just going to davits on. Let's spin her around. I just took the mast off to give me some more space here. Right there. That davit here. Good, okay. Lifeboats. We've got one single lifeboat there at the back, and then we've got a stack of 3. Oh, put that in the wrong place. There we go. And we've got a stack of 2 at the front. That's it. I think that rear set of davits is done. The motor room should be like here, right next to the davit. Now I will admit that my my method of creating the davits here is a little imperfect. They're a little bit too big, and there should be space here to walk past, but you know, I'm doing the best I can with the parts that I've got. So I'm going to just go ahead and put the motor room in there. At least I've got the motor room in for accuracy. There we go, that's our davit motor room's done. Okay, this part of the ship, finished, I'm happy with it. So like I stated earlier, this part we need to raise this up. We'll raise this up here and just make this structure bigger. Okay, I just restructured all those parts there. Now we're going to put lifeboats on. So we need 2 of these things. They go on there as so. We'll put the stack of 2 here. And the stack of 3 are going to go here. That's it. There. Finished. Let's get the ones on the other side. Stack of 3 goes there. Stack of 2 needs 2 of these things. There we go. All of our lifeboats are on. Beautiful. Okay, let's just finish off these decking parts around here then. Once we've finished up with the decking. This area is done after we put the davits on. I've made another oversight. The motor rooms should be there underneath the lifeboats for that set of davits. Oh dear. Another oversight. Okay, we're going to do this again. Oh no. I am really good at messing up. Really, really good. Done. And also, yeah, I was wrong, there should be 2 lifeboats there. We're just about done with the upper deck here, the boat deck. I'm happy with that. We've got 2 motor rooms, we've got a davits, we've got lifeboats. If we just bring her about here and look at the back, restructured all this, it looks more accurate to the real ship. This is all done. One little problem is that there, but I don't have any pieces to help me fix it right now, so we'll leave that for now. Maybe I'll revisit it in the future and fix that. Next, we're going to do this part here. I'm going to extend this, take these cranes off while we do the poop deck. There's an extension of sea deck here that goes over the well deck to the poop deck. So we don't need any of this, these ladders anymore and stuff.